Lockdown. Well, here's the DJ that's got the jams on lock. DJ Don Genius.
Welcome aboard again, my wonderful community. In today's video, we are going to be learning how to scratch without stopping. From the introduction of this video, you can clearly see the demo I just did. You see, when it comes to scratches, there are some key elements that you need to be aware of as a DJ. That means these things must constantly exist in your brain as you master the act of DJing as a whole. I have said so much on this particular channel. Please, if you are coming across this channel for the first time, do well to go through some of these videos. It will really be of help to you. You need to know that scratches in DJing is an art. DJing as a whole is an art. That means the concept must first exist in your brain before you can materialize it into what you are doing. So let me prove to you from this particular virtual DJ mapping that what I'm doing is an actual translation of what DJing entails from the perspective of the controller. When you are using a controller, you get to see that. Just look at this beat that is currently playing. I'm going to do a short scratches without stopping the deck. That means for you to effectively scratch without stopping the deck, the active deck must be playing and a new track will be on the second deck, this second deck, for you to scratch with. Except you want to start that particular deck and stop it. That means there are two ways. You can stop the deck and scratch, or you can introduce a new deck and scratch with it. Hope you understand. Let me do the demo now for you to see. This deck is currently playing. This particular deck is currently playing. I've introduced a new track here. Look at it. It uses this tab key to switch between decks. You can see. When I tap on it, it goes to this very deck. When I tap again, it switches to this very deck. Now let's do the scratching for you to see. So you can clearly see the little demo I just did now. I'm going to prove to you that this same thing is also applicable on the controller, which is the same thing that I'm doing here. I'm going to pick a little demo from a controller for you to get to see what I'm talking about here. Look at the first hand on the first deck. This is the second deck, and you can see the hand on the crossfader. So the constant switching of this controller is what makes the scratches very interesting, which is the same thing I'm going to prove to you from my virtual DJ mapping in the demo session very soon. So you get to see it. Look at this very part. You can see this is the deck that is actively playing, and this is a new track that will be added to this very point where you are going to be seeing the scratches in demo. Let me play it for you to see. So you can see. So you can see this is constantly switching off and on this particular deck, while this one is just playing, and then it's constantly playing with this very one. You can see as a pro level of scratches. This actually started from this very level. This is the very first. You can see this is the first step where it's just forward and backward scratch. You can see it's improving the tempo. At this very level, it's just a form of baby scratch. Then he now introduces playing around with the crossfader on it to give it more vibe, which now makes it the kind of scratches, advanced scratches that you are seeing. You can see it here now. So now the same thing is also applicable with this my virtual DJ mapping. Let me switch over to the virtual DJ now. This is the virtual DJ now at this very point. So the first deck is going to be playing. This is the very first deck here now. In my own case, the second deck is playing. Look at it here. You can see. So while it is playing like this now, at this very point, I can now go around, play around with this using the keyboard, using the letter L. Look at it. So you can clearly see it. This at this very point, I've stopped it. It's now just scratches. But if I want to scratch it without stopping it, that means I cannot go back to temper with this very deck again. I have to switch over to this very deck now while this one is playing. Look at it now. So while it is playing, I will go to my tab key. Once I tap on it, you can see it left from this very point. It's now back to this very point. That means this is the deck that every action we are going to be executing on this keyboard will work on. every action that we're going to be executing on this keyboard now will now be affecting on this particular deck now. So with this now, all I have to do is with this letter L, look at it. So you can see with just the letter L, it's just conducting the forward and backward scratch while this one is constantly playing. So this is what most people are always talking about. They want the situation where this one is playing, then you are scratching with this one. That is how you scratch without stopping the deck. Then the next thing you now do is you will now introduce the combination of this Ctrl L and the letter L while constantly switching to introduce a new vibe into it. And when you are doing that, one thing you notice is you are going to notice that this particular deck that is active, you are going to see that this gain level is going to be playing. It's not going to be fixed. It's going to be going up and coming down. Just look at the demo now of what I'm going to be doing now. Let me put the volume in full, which is the same thing that is going to be applicable that with what you saw on that particular video on controller. Look at it now. So you can see how everything played out. This deck that we are bringing in is fixed, then this very one is going up and coming down. So that is exactly what you saw on that particular video that you just saw, which is the same thing with what you just saw on that particular video. So I believe you learned something today in this particular video. So this is how you scratch without stopping the deck. I believe the whole concept now make, if you are having this mapping, good, you are set. If you have not gotten this mapping anyway, it's left for you to be running around struggling with what you don't even know what exactly you are doing. So it's left for you to decide. What I'm doing here is for serious minded people. All those who are interested, you can check the link in the description box. The mapping will be there. So catch you in my next video as I continue to bring you more. I'm going to be touching some more advanced technique as time goes on. Thank you once again.
Lockdown. Well, here's the DJ that's got the jams on lock. DJ.
Okay.